welcome to Chat and Chill. My name is Sean, and I'm here to chat. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode, y'all. We are doing our first ever, face-to-face podcast. I cannot believe it. I was thinking about doing it all this time, and I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. Because first, oh my goodness. Okay. But first, I was thinking, I was like, I never did a video podcast before, and then also I wanted to change the experience up because, like I said, this is a very special edition of Chat and Chill with Sean. I wanted to take the moment just to kind of talk about my love life because a lot of times, or in the recent years, I've been single for a very long time. Um, and at this particular moment in time, it has changed, right? But guess what? That's okay. I wanted to talk about my girlfriend and how we met and all that stuff because college has been insane. College has been just insane. And like people always ask me like, Sean, are you dating somebody? What you doing? Like, are you single? And I was waiting because I was gonna get her on here because, I think that having us both here together will make it even better so we can get both points of views from my perspective and her perspective. So I'm actually going to add her on here. So let me see. I'm trying to get her because also I'm doing this on Zoom. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but I'm doing it on Zoom. I'm about to add her. She's trying to join the meeting. Let me see. And let's see, y'all. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not seeing nobody, y'all. But that's okay. That's okay because guess what? Guess what? The best part about being single is I could do me. So, today's episode is about self-love, self-care, self-joy, self-peace, self-confidence, and just who you are as a person. I think a lot of times when you are dealing with, when you're dealing with yourself and you're dealing with other people who are in relationships, you kind of look at them like, oh, depending on what your perspective is, you're like, well, if they're dating somebody, they already have somebody, they've been there for that particular person for a number of years, or whether if they're just getting started or not. Um, I think everybody's perspective is different on dating. For me, I actually never had a girlfriend before. Um, so when that time comes, I would have to adjust to that situation. But as I am currently single, I'm enjoying my single life. I'm only 19, I'm telling my age. I'm only 19, I'm very young. I have a lot of life ahead of me. Um, Things are going to happen. Things are going to change. I believe it's going to eventually happen for me, but right now, not at this moment. I'm still focusing on school, still focusing on a lot of different things, on career goals, and trying to make sure I am very productive. So then when I leave and I do go to college, well, not go to college, but when I do graduate college and I do spread my wings, I'm able to be confident in myself. I think that's the main thing. I think being confident in yourself is one of the best things and the best ways you can help yourself out. And then right here, I actually have notes so that if I look over here, I have my notes. But basically, long story short, short story long. My personal advice on being single. Um, honestly, honestly, I don't mind it because, like I said, I'm gonna wait because I know eventually the time is going to come for me where I am going to be, what I'm saying. But yeah, that's pretty much that. Um, but yeah, so basically, that's my pretty much my experience. I never felt a certain type of way about not having a Valentine's because I just I never had I can't say the urge. I never gravitated towards, wanting a relationship. And even if I wanted to, I try to look back on myself and look and rearrange what I wanted to do and how I wanted what I wanted to do, make it purposeful for someone else. And I think the main thing is not really worrying about somebody else in a relationship, but more so about worrying about yourself. And in the sense of not being like, rowdy about it or mean, in the sense of if I can do this while I'm by myself, how can that impact me when I'm in a relationship? So I feel like even though I'm learning, like I said, I'm not really dating anybody, like I said, um, at the moment. So, like I said, that woman is going to be in my life. She's going to be there for me. Because look, God is going to do a shatana na 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 basanda. Y'all, I'm so churchy. Sorry. But basically, long story short, short story long, I'm eventually, I'm going to get there. Her and I, we're going to, it's going to be a thing. Um, so since we talk about self love, I would prefer to talk about what things you can do by yourself. So you can take yourself out on a date, maybe that's having food, maybe going to a restaurant, watching that favorite movie of yours. For me, I love wrestling, so I love professional wrestling. I love watching Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, and a lot of other pay-per-views and watching movies on Netflix or Hulu. And I try to really involve myself into the different things that I like to do. Different hobbies, like podcasting is a hobby for me. Vlogging is a hobby for me. Being in class, well, that's not really a hobby, but me being a student, that's so important to me because, like I said, I'm worrying about my now so that I can impact my future. And in order for me to impact my future, I have to work on what is in front of me. And I love when my dad say, take one day at a time, don't rush it. Don't think about it. Don't try to analyze it. Just let it happen. Let that process happen. It's going to happen. And like I said, I'm not rushing it because I know eventually it's going to happen. Sooner or later, it will turn in your favor. It's turning around for me. Okay, I gave you a little concert there. Um, but yeah, so like, what are some things that you like to do personally? Like, if you like writing in journals, if you like doing a calendar, if you like painting, just something that you really enjoy. What is something that you want to try that's different? How are you loving on yourself? How are you making yourself happy? How are you doing things that you want to do and not doing it for someone else? What ways are you making your life applicable to you? And not saying that, I can't have friends or I can't have people that or I can't align myself with other people that that I know, but what are some ways that I'm trying to benefit myself for someone else? Like I think that's the whole main thing is preparing myself in a sense of in the different areas of my life. So me personally, my personal values is relationship wise, making sure I have a relationship with God. That's my main thing. Always having Jesus first, always acknowledging him, always, praising him, always, just giving him the glory. Because my foundation is so important. My beginning is so important. My life is so important. And I think the main thing is, we want to make sure that you're so stable and, what you believe in that, whenever, that woman or in the lady instance for that man that she may want, making sure that your beliefs are there, and making sure that your boundaries are there. And even I think about the episode that I did with my godmom a couple of months ago. We was talking about boundaries, had setting those boundaries, making sure, like for me, I can't go to every event, I can't, but I try to be accessible as I can. I try to be, you know I try to be flexible. I try to be, I try to do what I can do. So I can't really do everything. I can only do what's in front of me. And that's pretty much it. What else? What else? So what are some other stuff? Like I said, writing down in journals, what are some goals that you have for yourself? And even though we are already in the year of 2026, how are you benefiting yourself? Like I said, for now, what are some stuff that you want to do? What are your goals? I think I keep saying the same thing over again, but I think that's the main part is like, what are your goals? How do you love yourself? How do you take care of yourself? I think the hardest thing for me being vulnerable, I think there are times where, you can be doing stuff or you can be alone and you're like, so it's just me. And I love my brother analogy because most of the time, you are by yourself. And if you can't be by yourself, and not saying that it's a bad thing or a toxic trait, but if you can't be by yourself and love yourself, then you can't really love somebody else. You can't really take care of them because you're not well for yourself. And there is a saying that says hurt people, and I don't want to be so hurt where I'm hurting somebody else when I could have figured that out when I was by myself. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's more so about, like I said, learning yourself, loving yourself, self-care. And if you like going to a spa, if you like, going to the gym, or if you like going to the amusement park or traveling or doing something that you really love to do, take the effort and do it. Take the effort and actually putting that on that bucket list that you have. And I'm not saying that, when you get in a relationship, you're going to be secluded to that one thing, or that, you can't do it. You can't go certain places to do certain things because you can't do certain things or go certain places because you are in a relationship. But it's the main point of the matter that you're doing what's best for you. And I think, like I said, as yeah. So, like I said, waiting your turn and stuff, waiting your turn, doing what you got to do, and being happy, loving you for you, not loving you for other people, not having other people love you for you. And I think that goes back to my other episode about being you. Loving yourself to the point where, okay, I may not be able to hang out with my friends this day, or I may not be feeling well. Like, listen to your heart, listen to how you feel. Listen to your social, um what's it called? Social awareness. Be aware of yourself. If you're not feeling well, don't try to force yourself into something that you don't want to do. So, more so about being confident about who you are, standing. So I think the main part of this whole episode is standing your ground on what you believe in, loving yourself, taking time out for yourself, and actually, like, doing stuff for yourself. So if you got to buy you some coffee, buy you some of that, some of that food that you like, do it. Do it. Do it. I think that's the best part, is loving yourself, loving the people around you. And even if you don't got a Valentine's, that's totally fine. There's a lot of people, but don't feel obligated to have someone because it's a certain holiday, because just because it is a holiday doesn't mean that you can't love someone all year around. And I think the mindset I'm trying to say is more so, don't be so much onto the one holiday where you can't love someone all year round. Because what happens when Valentine's Day is over? What you gonna do? Not love them no more? So it's more so about being able to love yourself. And even if you are in a relationship, to love yourself, to take care of yourself, and maybe, if you know, in a relationship, and you have your boyfriend or girlfriend, that you may be dealing with, then you checking on them, all that stuff like that. But like I said, I can't really get into the relationship part because I've never dated anyone before, but I have gained advice from other people and what to do and what not to do. I think that's the main thing, like knowing your triggers. That's nothing. Knowing your triggers, what things make you upset, like I said, really learning yourself, because you can learn yourself and think you know yourself, and then you say that you know yourself, and then there's certain situations that happen and then you don't know yourself. So making sure that you actually know yourself for the different areas of your life, whether that's socially, financially, mentally, emotionally, all the areas of your life you should know. And I think that's so important, and just really staying ground on to what you want to do and how you want to make your life purposeful. So yeah, that's pretty much it, y'all. I know I set y'all up. I'm sorry. I set y'all up. I set y'all up. But guess what? That's okay. Well, that's not okay. But basically, like I'm trying to say, is that being single is okay. It is. It's great. You're learning yourself. You're loving yourself. You're appreciating yourself. You have family who cares about you, friends who care about you. You can learn from them. Learn different techniques on how to love. Because I know we have different aspects of love. Whether that's different things. I'm not trying to really get into that part, but whether it's just going out or hanging out or getting grabbing some food. Like, I know everyone's relationship is different. Everyone, everything everyone has their own thing. That's what I'm trying to say. Everyone has their own thing in their relationship. So not your relationship gonna match with somebody else's relationship. But long as you have a good relationship with yourself, I think that's the main part. As long as you have an amazing relationship with yourself, everything will fall in line. So that's pretty much it of this episode, y'all. I love y'all so much. Jesus loves you more. And please, 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 please follow. I have a well, you already know I'm on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcast, all the other platforms. I can't think of them. Also got a website at cacwspodcast.com. So you can go on the website and have all the episodes there for you. It's free, easy access. I made it so that, excuse me, I made it so that when people can go on the website, it's very easy to use. I don't want y'all trying to hassle and trying to figure out how to get it. It's right there, right in front of you. So hopefully enjoy this episode, y'all. Love y'all much. And hopefully you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, peace out. Bye.